Have you ever thought about how to truly shine in your relationships? We all desire love, respect, and to feel valued for who we really are. But how do we get there? How do we build connections that go beyond just surface-level appreciation and instead reflect our deepest qualities and true selves? Picture every relationship as a journey, with you as the explorer discovering the depths of your own character. The real treasure lies within, and it's time to uncover that hidden potential. To navigate this path, you need wisdom, something to guide you through the complexities of human connection. That's where Stoic philosophy comes in. I'm here to share with you 9 powerful actions that can elevate your relationships, not by changing who you are, but by embracing and showing your most authentic self. These aren't just random tips. They're time-tested practices that can help you build stronger, more meaningful bonds based on respect, emotional depth, and inner strength. Get ready to explore a new way of thinking, and let's dive into how you can truly cultivate relationships that matter. Let's begin the journey. Lesson 1. Recognizing your true value. So how does Stoicism tie into understanding your worth in relationships? The Stoics taught us to focus on what's truly within our control, and your self-worth is completely in your hands. It's not about how many people like your posts or if someone notices you. It's about how you see and value yourself, independent of external opinions. Think of yourself as a rare gem. Not everyone will recognize the brilliance of that gem, right? Some might walk right past without a second thought, but that doesn't change the gem's worth. It's precious, unique, and irreplaceable. The same applies to you. Your value doesn't decrease just because someone else doesn't see it. Sure, we all experience rejection or self-doubt, especially in a world where everyone seems to be thriving. But here's the key. Your value isn't tied to the validation of others. It's about how you live, your values, and the actions you take. Are you kind? Are you honest? Are you staying true to your principles? That's where your real worth lies. The Stoics believed in self-reflection, so take a moment to examine who you truly are, not just your surface-level qualities, but the deeper essence of your being. What makes you, you? When you understand your value from within, you'll find strength, regardless of how others perceive you. Remember, knowing your worth is a practice, not a one-time realization. It's about waking up every day and reminding yourself that you are valuable, not because of someone else's approval, but because of the unique qualities that make you who you are. Lesson 2. Present yourself with honor. Before you start picturing a Stoic as an emotionless, grim figure from ancient history, let me clarify. Stoicism isn't about shutting off your emotions or being indifferent to life. It's about knowing what deserves your attention and energy, and how you present yourself in relationships definitely does. So, let's talk about what it means to present yourself with dignity. Have you ever found yourself bending over backward to impress someone, losing sight of who you truly are in the process? Maybe you tweak your style, alter how you speak, all in hopes of winning approval. But here's the real lesson. Your self-worth isn't defined by your outfit or the latest trends. It's about how you carry yourself, the decisions you make, and how you stay true to who you are. Picture this. You're in a room watching 2 people give presentations. One is flashy, using grand gestures and complex language to impress the crowd, while the other speaks simply, confidently, and without pretense. Which one sticks with you longer? Most people would remember the one who was authentic and comfortable in their own skin. That's the essence of presenting yourself with dignity. The Stoics taught us the power of living with honesty and integrity, embracing who we truly are without putting on a show. In the context of dating and relationships today, it's clear, just be yourself. Whether you're passionate about reading, sports, or any hobby, let your enthusiasm shine through. You don't have to pretend to be someone you're not. The key is feeling comfortable and confident in your true self, knowing you are enough exactly as you are. Another important lesson: the way you treat yourself sets the tone for how others treat you. If you constantly put yourself down, you're signaling that it's okay for others to do the same. But when you honor yourself, value your time, energy, and emotions, you're sending a strong message. I deserve respect, and I expect to be treated accordingly. Take a moment to think about what the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. In relationships, it's not just about your appearance or the things you say. It's about your reactions and how you handle yourself in different situations. Are you responding with desperation, or are you standing with dignity? Are you compromising your values to fit in, or are you holding true to your authentic self, even if it means standing apart? Perfection isn't the goal. We all have our flaws and awkward moments. What matters is how you navigate those moments. Do you break under pressure, or do you stay grounded, learn, and keep moving forward? Now let's pause and reflect. How can you show yourself more dignity? Maybe it's setting stronger boundaries or saying no to things that don't align with your values. It could also mean being kinder and more compassionate toward yourself. When you start to respect yourself, others will begin to see and respect you in return. Lesson 3. The power of nonverbal communication. I get it. This might sound a little old-fashioned or even a bit too rigid at first, but hear me out. It's not about making yourself hard to approach. It's about recognizing your worth and showing that respect through your actions. So, how does Stoicism fit into this? Stoicism teaches us to control our impulses and remain strong, but not in a cold, distant way. It's about knowing what truly matters and not giving it all away right off the bat. In a world that craves instant results and endless scrolling, Stoicism is like a breath of fresh air. Think about this. When you're building a relationship or getting to know someone, there's often a rush to share everything: your time, your thoughts, your emotions. But the Stoic way suggests that a little distance can actually make things more meaningful. Why? Because when something is always available, it loses its magic. If you're always there when someone needs you, saying yes to everything, where's the mystery, the excitement, the anticipation? Let's dive into how you can set boundaries the Stoic way, gracefully, of course. First, it starts with your appearance. Dressing thoughtfully and modestly isn't just about fashion. It's a message that says, I respect myself. You're not hiding who you are, but you're also not revealing everything right away. It's about striking a balance and showing that there's much more to you than meets the eye. Another important factor is managing your time and energy. In today's fast-paced, hyper-connected world, being selective about who gets your time is a powerful choice. This isn't about playing hard to get. It's about saying, my time is precious and I spend it wisely. When you're with someone, be fully present. But when you're not, it's okay to pull back, focusing on your own life, passions, and growth. Stoicism also emphasizes emotional balance. It's not about being emotionless or detached. Instead, it encourages maintaining composure and perspective. Don't let every little thing throw you off balance. Your emotional energy should be something that's earned, just like your time and attention. I'm not saying you should become cold or distant like some emotionless statue. We're human, and real connections are essential for a fulfilling life. However, there's something powerful about taking things slow, about creating relationships that aren't based solely on instant gratification. It's about building deep, lasting connections that stand the test of time, not just quick exchanges that fizzle out. Remember, setting limits isn't about playing mind games or manipulating others. It's about honoring yourself and staying true to your values. Through your actions, you show that you respect yourself and expect to be treated with the same respect. So, here's to being a little more thoughtful, composed, and stoic in how we approach relationships. It's about finding a healthy balance between being open and discerning, between sharing and reserving a little of yourself. And trust me, when you start embracing this mindset, it will transform how others perceive you and how they treat you. Here's to respecting ourselves and infusing a touch of stoicism into the way we build relationships today. Lesson 4. Be willing to walk away. In Stoicism, there's a powerful lesson in knowing when to let go. It's not about being distant or uncaring, it's about understanding what's in our control and what isn't. One of the most liberating choices we can make is recognizing when a situation no longer serves our well-being and having the strength to walk away. This is especially crucial in relationships. We've all been there, right? Sticking around in situations where we know deep down that we deserve better. It could be the fear of being alone, the fear of change, or simply holding on to the hope that things will get better. But here's where Stoicism can change the game. True strength lies in understanding that we have the power to choose whether to stay or to leave when something goes against our core values. This doesn't mean giving up at the first sign of trouble. Relationships require effort, patience, and growth. But there's a profound difference between working through challenges and settling for something that doesn't align with your true self. Knowing your worth and your principles gives you the clarity and the courage to say, "I deserve more than this." Now, let's break this down further. The decision to walk away is deeply connected to self-respect. It's about holding firm to what you believe in and knowing your own value. Walking away doesn't always have to be dramatic. It can often be a quiet, confident decision that this situation simply isn't right for you. Yes, it can be intimidating. The unknown can be a scary place. But think of the Stoics. They taught us to face life's challenges with courage and embrace uncertainty. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is let go of something that no longer serves your best interests. Adopting this mindset can completely transform the way you approach relationships. When you stay because it aligns with your values, not out of fear of what might happen next, you empower yourself. You stop staying out of desperation or insecurity and start making choices because they truly resonate with who you are. Here's the crucial point. When you have the courage to walk away from what doesn't benefit you, you open up space for what truly matters. It's like cleaning out the clutter in your life to make room for the things that truly align with your journey. By letting go of what's no longer serving you, you're creating the opportunity to welcome something better. Remember, walking away isn't about being cold or indifferent. It's about valuing yourself enough to say, "I deserve better." It's about practicing Stoic wisdom in action, understanding that your worth isn't tied to anyone else's approval or circumstances. It's about stepping into your own power and making the decision that's right for you, even if that means letting go of what's familiar. Lesson 5. Setting boundaries. Through action, Stoicism teaches us to value actions over words, and this is especially important when it comes to setting boundaries in relationships. It's easy to talk about the limits you won't tolerate, but the real power lies in demonstrating them through your behavior. You can say, "I won't accept mistreatment," but how do you act when it actually happens? That's where true strength emerges, not in empty declarations, but in the strength of your actions. Consider this. We've all been in situations where we've had to stand firm in our values. Maybe you've said, "I won't tolerate dishonesty," but when confronted with a lie, how do you respond? It's not about reacting in anger or drama. It's about responding in a way that aligns with your principles. In this moment, your response either affirms or compromises your boundaries. Stoic wisdom teaches that we control how we react, not the situation itself. This gives us the power to calmly but firmly uphold our boundaries, showing respect for ourselves. Think about it. Boundaries aren't just something we declare. They're something we demonstrate through consistent action. When someone oversteps, your response speaks louder than words. If you calmly address the issue or simply distance yourself, you send a clear message about what you will and will not accept. This is the Stoic way, acting in accordance with your values, not because you're looking for a reaction from others, but because you're honoring your own sense of self-respect. Now let's break this down a little further. Sometimes boundaries are tested in the smallest everyday moments, when plans change unexpectedly, or when someone doesn't respect your time or energy. It's easy to brush it off or let it slide, but the Stoic approach is to stay mindful of those moments. In these situations, how you respond is a reflection of your inner strength and commitment to your boundaries. Are you staying true to yourself? Are you acting with the same integrity, whether the issue is big or small? This is where Stoic mindfulness really shines. It's about being aware of your reactions and staying grounded in your values. By doing this, you ensure that your actions reflect your limits, not just in grand gestures, but in the day-to-day interactions. When you stay true to your boundaries, you not only protect your own peace, but you also teach others how to treat you. The beauty of this approach is that it's subtle but powerful. You don't need to be confrontational or rigid. The key is consistency. Over time, people will begin to respect you as someone who values themselves enough to maintain their boundaries. And trust me, this kind of self-respect attracts the right people into your life, those who understand your worth and honor your limits. So, start small. Be mindful of the moments when your boundaries are tested and handle them with the quiet strength of Stoicism. Your actions will do the talking, and others will take note. Lesson 6. Actions speak louder than words. As we continue exploring Stoicism, one key lesson is to place more value on actions than on words. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to be swept up by promises and sweet talk. But Stoics remind us that real character is shown through what people do, not just what they say. This is especially true in relationships, where charm and empty promises can easily cloud our judgment. Stoicism teaches us to cut through the noise and focus on the actions that reveal someone's true intentions. Think about it. It's easy to say all the right things, promise the world, paint a beautiful future, and make commitments that sound perfect. But do their actions back up those words? That's where the truth lies. It's not about how well they speak. It's about whether their actions are consistent with their promises. Let's be honest. How many times have we heard someone say all the right things only to watch their actions tell a different story? They promise to call but never do. They make grand plans only to cancel them at the last minute. And yet we hold on to their words, hoping they'll change. This is where Stoic wisdom steps in. The Stoics encourage us to stay grounded and not be swayed by promises alone. When someone's actions don't match their words, it's a sign, an opportunity for us to see things clearly. Here's the Stoic mindset. We shouldn't be guided solely by our emotions or the charm of others' words. Instead, we need to stay logical, objective, and discerning. When someone's actions consistently fall short of their words, it's a red flag. Stoicism teaches us that reality is what matters, not how we wish things were. This way of thinking helps us avoid being caught up in the illusions that people often create. This shift in perspective has a profound impact on how we approach relationships. By paying attention to how people behave, especially under pressure, you begin to notice who they truly are. Do they show up when they say they will? Are they consistent and reliable? Their actions are the true measure of their sincerity, and when we focus on them, we begin to set a new standard in our lives. Here's the powerful part. When you focus on actions over words, you teach others how to treat you. You make it clear that you're not swayed by promises alone, but that you expect their behavior to reflect their words. This creates a level of respect and trust, where only genuine intentions and actions are accepted. This isn't about being cynical or suspicious of everyone you meet. It's about being wise and safeguarding your own well-being. Stoicism isn't about doubting others. It's about seeing things as they truly are and responding logically. So, let's embrace the Stoic lesson. Actions speak louder than words. By staying logical, observant and thoughtful in our relationships, we ensure that we build connections based on authenticity and trust. Ultimately, it's the actions that define the quality and strength of any relationship. Lesson 7. Cultivating healthy skepticism. In Stoicism, one of the key principles is to embrace reality as it is, not as we wish it to be. This mindset is especially useful in relationships, where it's all too easy to get swept away by charming words and grand promises. We've all been there, haven't we? Someone says all the right things, and before we know it, we're hooked, ignoring the subtle signs that might be telling us to slow down. Here's where the Stoic approach comes in, cultivating healthy skepticism. This doesn't mean being cynical or distrustful, but rather staying grounded, logical, and discerning. It's about carefully evaluating what's in front of us, rather than accepting things at face value. With a Stoic mindset, we keep our emotional excitement in check, looking at the situation with clear eyes. Let's consider a scenario. You meet someone new, and they're saying all the right things. They talk about a future together, but you've only known each other for a short time. This is where your healthy skepticism comes into play. Instead of rushing headfirst into the fantasy of what could be, you hold back and observe. Let their actions reveal the truth of their words. This calm, rational pause isn't about being guarded or distant. It's about giving yourself the space to truly understand the person and their intentions over time. Stoicism encourages us to use logic and reason, not just our emotions. In relationships, emotions can cloud our judgment and lead us to overlook important details. But when we pair our feelings with logical observation and a healthy dose of skepticism, we make wiser choices. We give ourselves the opportunity to assess whether someone's actions align with their words, whether they are consistent and genuine. This skepticism is also about protecting your emotional well-being. It's not about closing yourself off to new connections, but about moving forward thoughtfully. By maintaining a level of caution, you're safeguarding your heart from potential hurt. You're allowing yourself to evaluate whether this person truly aligns with your values, rather than jumping into something with unrealistic expectations. Remember, being skeptically mindful doesn't mean doubting everything. It's about balance. You still remain open to love and connection, but you do so with eyes wide open, protecting your peace and making sure your trust is earned over time. Cultivating healthy skepticism helps you navigate relationships with clarity and wisdom, keeping you grounded in your own values while still leaving room for genuine connection. Lesson 8. Saying no with confidence. One of the core tenets of Stoicism is standing firm in your values and having the courage to honor them, especially in the face of difficult situations. This is particularly important when it comes to saying no in relationships. It's about having the clarity to know what aligns with your beliefs and the strength to enforce your boundaries, even when it's uncomfortable. Imagine you're in a relationship and your partner proposes something that doesn't sit right with you, whether it's rushing the pace, asking you to compromise your values, or making a request that feels off. In that moment, the easy path might seem like agreeing just to avoid conflict or make them happy. But this is exactly where the Stoic mindset comes into play. Saying no isn't about being difficult or uncooperative. It's about honoring yourself, your beliefs, and your personal boundaries. Let's be honest. Saying no can be tough, especially when emotions are involved. That nagging voice in your head might question, what if saying no pushes them away? But here's the real deal. Stoicism teaches us to face our inner struggles head-on and to find strength in maintaining our self-respect. Saying no is an act of self-care. It's a clear message that you value yourself enough to not accept anything that doesn't align with your truth. Yes, it can feel risky. You might fear losing the relationship, but here's the truth. If someone walks away because you refuse to compromise on your values, then they probably weren't the right match for you to begin with. By standing firm, you create space for relationships that truly honor who you are. Here's the Stoic perspective on this. Saying no isn't just about setting boundaries with others. It's about being honest with yourself. It's about acknowledging your own needs, desires, and limits, and refusing to bend them just to avoid discomfort or fear. It's also about not letting loneliness or the fear of conflict push you into compromising your integrity. Let's take a moment to reflect. Saying no isn't only acceptable, it's essential. It's a way to stay authentic to yourself and live with integrity. As the Stoics would say, it's about cultivating relationships based on respect and true connection, not fear or appeasement. So next time you face a moment where saying no is necessary, remind yourself that it's an act of strength, not weakness, and that it's a key part of maintaining your peace and self-respect. Lesson 9. Never chase, always value. In Stoicism, one of the most powerful principles is focusing on what we can control and releasing what we cannot. This is incredibly relevant when it comes to relationships. The idea is simple but profound. Pursuing someone who is drifting away from us not only goes against our self-respect, but it also doesn't serve us. It's about knowing our own worth and understanding that if someone is pulling away, they may not be the right person for us. Imagine this scenario. You're dating someone and everything seems perfect. But suddenly they start distancing themselves. It's natural to want to chase after them to try and close the gap. But the Stoic perspective would ask, why chase after something you cannot control? Chasing someone who's withdrawing is like trying to catch water in your hands. It's futile and leaves you feeling unfulfilled. Instead, Stoicism teaches us to hold firm to our own self-worth. If someone is moving away, you can let them go without chasing them. This isn't about being unkind or unfeeling. It's about realizing that you cannot control how others behave, but you do have control over how you respond. Your value doesn't depend on someone else's actions or decisions. Let's be real, it's not always easy. The urge to chase can be strong, especially when we care about someone, but Stoicism calls us to trust that if someone truly values us, they will show it. We don't have to beg for affection or chase after validation. We deserve respect, and if someone can't see that, then they are not worthy of our time. This shift in mindset is empowering. When you stop chasing and start focusing on your own growth and well-being, you start attracting people who value you for who you are. You radiate confidence, self-respect, and inner strength, which naturally draws in those who appreciate you. It's like sending out a signal that says, I know my worth, and I won't settle for less. So let's take this lesson to heart. Never chase, always value. Embrace the Stoic mindset in relationships. Composed, self-respecting, and in control of your own feelings and actions. Your self-worth isn't defined by someone else's attention or approval. It's a reflection of your inner strength and dignity. As we wrap up today's lesson, remember that your value is the brightest thread that ties everything together in your life. In the Stoic tradition, you are in control of how you respond to the world around you. Embrace your worth and let your actions reflect the amazing person you are. If ever you feel doubt creeping in, recall the wisdom we've discussed today. Life isn't just something you go through, it's a chance to grow stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your true self. Thank you for joining me on this journey today. If you found value in this conversation, explore more insights in our playlist. It's packed with stories, tips, and wisdom to help you navigate life with greater confidence. Stay wise, stay grounded, and always embrace your inner Stoic. We're all on this journey together, one step at a time. Until next time, take care.